Get ready to the mic stand. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are wondering what's on tap for tonight. As I said, get ready because we're about to take it to the mic stand. So I picked up three stories earlier. We got some interesting, a couple of follow ups as well as a new story coming in. One of them, of course, from the latter part of last week about the Topps licensing exec and the issues with him and Rob Liefeld. Some newer information's come out, so some clarification on that, as well as another follow up in regards to the She-Ra and the Princess of Power creator Noelle Stevenson still apologizing after a couple weeks of this stuff. Also on tap will be DC Comics apparently brought in appointed somebody to another executive position. So, with all that being said, just gotta check one thing real quick here. Okay, do that. Now, with all that being done there, let's get going here. Oh, let me see now. And that. Oh, here we go. Right here. And also, I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but my latest VA profile's up and ready to go. If you guys want to go check that out, this one's on Amy Birnbaum, of course, the voice best known as the voice of Taya Gardner in Yu-Gi-Oh. So, without no further ado, let's get started here. Let's take a look at this first story of the night. Update: Rob Liefeld death poster was quoting original comment by the Weekly Planet podcast. So here's some more information on what's going on here. Though former Topps employee Adam Levine recently came under fire for what appeared to be an unprompted death wish on comic creator Rob Liefeld, new developments reveal that Levine was quoting a podcast and has since deleted their original upload. Of course they have. Now that everybody's talking about it, of course. Yeah, let's delete that thing so nobody can burn us for it. Right? Right, guys? Oh, boy. These people. Wow, we already got 5 people in here. Cool. 5 people. Yay! 5 people. So, anyways, moving on to the next paragraph here. Bounding into Comics originally reported that Levine wished Liefeld had died instead of Chadwick Boseman. But after the initial report was published, several individuals reached out with further information surrounding Levine and the statement. Of course, we all remember this was the post right here, the GIF, whatever you want to call it, Adam Levine's supposed statement. Foremost was the subject of Levine's employment, as it was clarified that he does not work directly for Topps as incorrectly identified by an industry publication, but rather as a freelance consultant for Sidekick Trading Cards, a licensee of Topps. So he doesn't work for Topps directly, he works for one of their, I guess, subsidiaries or something like that. Levine was also not the original author of the statement, but was instead quoting an attempt at humor made by the host of the Weekly Planet podcast in their latest episode, Rest in Power, Chadwick Boseman. Okay, so even if he was just simply quoting somebody else, and if this was a direct quote, as it were, here's the $1 million question: Why tar- Why target this Rob Liefeld guy? Why target him in the first place? Even if Levine was quoting these other guys, well, why? Okay, so if Levine wasn't the originator of the statement, then why were these guys saying it? That right there is $1 million question for you. After Levine's statement was brought to public attention, the Weekly Planet deleted, edited, and re-uploaded the episode in question to remove the comment about Liefeld. Of course they did, and you know why they did? Because they realized they were going to have hell to pay for it. They're getting heat, even though they, because now everybody knows they were the guys who originally stated it. But again, as I just mentioned a moment ago, why these guys say it in the first place? They should have probably known they were going to probably get some heat for it. However, despite the attempt to erase the statement from the record, a reference to it still exists in the edited version of the podcast, as at around 13 minutes 20 seconds, one of the hosts notes that he still has Rob Liefeld on his side. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, I said the $1 million question was why these guys say it in the first place. Somebody, I guess, in the earlier, I read this too in the article here. Earlier in the article, they stated that it was a lame attempt at humor. Well, but then that would lead to another question: Why single out Liefeld? So as of writing, the Weekly Planet crew has neither commented on the issue, taken responsibility for the statement, or issued an apology to either Levine or Liefeld. Although it currently appears as if Levine was thrown under the bus by the Weekly Planet, Levine would later issue a pair of apologies for the quote. Well, at least he did that, so at least give the guy some credit. Okay. In an initial Facebook post, Levine simply stated that he was sorry for this Rob Liefeld nonsense, as he certainly never meant any harm to anyone not by it. Okay, so I guess that's. Okay, so I guess that's kind of. Oh, let's see. Oh, we have some people. We have some more commentary here. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. Okay, first off, from Action Toy Channel. Not a whole lot, Mike. Looking into getting my action figure manufactured. The big undertaking. But I want to make some resin ones first to fine tune my process before going to which sounds good there. Sounds like you got your little project going there. Um, hey, just got home making some dinner. At the moment. Okay, anonymity. We're talking about this first article, kind of a follow up to the Levine Liefeld situation. So that's all we're doing right now, Dave. Howdy, oh no, is Mr. Is Mr. Sunday Movies in trouble? I like those guys. Um, I don't know about that, Dave. Initially, if you, I don't know if you were on the stream last week. We actually covered this story last week, where Levine had apparently was quoted as saying that he had actually wished Rob Liefeld had died instead of Chadwick Boseman, but now, as it stands, apparently he was quoting a podcast of some other guys saying it. So go figure. Anyways, back to the story here. Levine would later provide a full apology for the original post to Bleeding Cool that read, "Early this week, I posted a joke to Facebook that I had heard on a popular comic book podcast that I regret. My post was hurtful and offensive, and for this, I am truly, deeply sorry. I will make sure to be more sensitive on Facebook in the future." Okay, so at least he's acknowledging his mistake, albeit the way he sounds, he kind of sounds like a SJW. But yeah, just wasn't cool though. That was just a little over the top. After these apologies were published, Liefeld himself would take to his personal Twitter page, or I'm sorry, his personal Facebook page, announced that he had removed all negative content on my page and that by every account I can measure, I live a blessed life, before wishing his followers a happy Labor Day weekend. What do you make of these developments? Is the Weekly Planet using Levine as a scapegoat? Let us know your thoughts on social media or the comments section below. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think that Levine's kind of getting thrown under the bus there as a scapegoat, or do you think, well, they themselves haven't even apologized. So, um, okay, so see some other comments. So Dave Marks, okay, now I see what's going on. I doubt the Weekly Planet host will apologize for anything they said. Their entire thing is making fun of everything. Yeah, but maybe, maybe wishing somebody dead. Especially in light with what was going on, probably may not have been the best move in the world to do. He's a cat. Well, okay, anonymity. Who do you think is a coward? Do you think Levine's a coward, or do you think Weekly Planet's a coward there? So, who are you referring to when you say he's a coward? They're unapologetic. Okay, well, I guess you would know more about Weekly Planet than I would because this is the first time I've even heard of them. So, um, anyways, give me a moment, guys. Gotta go off screen. All right. I'm back. Okay, back now. So let's see. Actually, who else is when the internet gets offended, don't apologize. Just let it be for a couple of weeks and it will go away on its own or until the next outrage occurs. Yeah, I think again it depends upon what you got offended for. In this case, I think in this case Levine may have done the right thing. I think my only criticism of it is he's sounding kind of like a SJW, and that just. But other than that, I think in this case, it was the right thing to do. This wasn't just a simple case of somebody getting offended at some stupid nonsense. Some people sat there and actually wished somebody dead on a podcast. Okay, it's just right for even if it was meant as a joke. Okay, that's just I don't know if that's something that a lot of people really want to tolerate. We really want to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, what I mean. A dude who wished death, then instantly tried to misplace the. Okay, so you're basically, I think what you're saying is the Weekly Planet podcasters were the cowards, and I think it was more than one individual there. Um, I think there's more than one person involved in that. So I think that's basically what it kind of boils down to. There is that again, just really when it comes down to it, just some stupid stuff that was said that maybe didn't need to be said. So that I think is what's kind of going on here. Um, so, anyways, I gotta check some things here. So, okay. Okay. So I guess we can move on. Unless you guys have anything more to say about this story, we can probably move on to the next story. Give me another second here. Okay, doesn't look like anybody's really got anything more to say on it, so we will move on to the next story. Then actually, I don't even know why I did that because that wasn't even. And actually, that wasn't even the part that I needed to do, anyways. Okay, so let's move on to the. Okay, so here's the next story we're gonna look at here. DC appoints former Activision Blizzard and New Jersey Devils executive Daniel Cherry as general manager. After a recent storm of layoffs across Warner Media as part of the company wide restructuring, the company has appointed Daniel Cherry as the new overseer of DC's operations. So, after a massive layoffs, they decided to hire somebody. Hmm. I know we were talking about it on the Knuckleheads Labor Day stream earlier today. Oh, by the way, I know I forgot to mention this at the beginning. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Sorry about that. Anyways, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the former chief marketing officer of Activision Blizzard Esports and chief marketing and innovation officer for the New Jersey Devils NHL team has been named senior vice president and general manager of DC Entertainment. So I guess some different areas. focusing more on sports stuff. Okay. The Hollywood Reporter notes that this is a newly created position that will have Cherry head of business affairs, editorial, talent services, marketing, sales, brand, and direct to consumer DC. I kind of wonder if this is a guy who they're gonna sick on the creators when they start saying stupid stuff to fans, start like trashing fans. I wonder if this is the guy who's gonna give them the proverbial verbal spanking. Let's see, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Okay, and we're back up to 5 people again. Yay! As we continue on here, um, Cherry will also oversee business development with current senior VP business strategy, finance and administration, and peace, the PAs, um, and will to global brands experience president of Warner Brothers Pam Lifford. It's truly a career honor to partner with Pam Litford and the creative genius of Jim Lee, the amazing team at DC Comics and Warner Media, to lead this iconic brand and legendary characters into the future, said Cherry in a statement. I've been a huge fan since I first discovered the joy of comics from my father, who collected Shazam oversized comics from the 1970s. Of course, the Shazam comics were based on the Captain Marvel property that DC picked up from Fawcett Comics back in the 50s, just to let you guys, have some historical data there, a little more history there. Oh, I think they hired that guy to fire people. Just guessing. We'll see. Maybe. I guess time will tell. Let's see what happens if any of the remainder creators sit there and start trash talking fans. Let's see what happens. Cherry also shared his excitement at how I am standing on the shoulders of giants like Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson, Bill Finger, Bob Kane, Neil Adams, Harry Lampert, and so many others, and noted that he was especially proud to be continuing the legacy of fellow Ohioan and Cleveland native Jerry Seif. Um, spelling error. It's not Jerry Seifel, it's Jerry Siegel. Grammar error. You guys see that right there? Jerry Seifel? As I recall, it was Jerry Siegel who actually created Superman, not Jerry Seifel. It was Jerry Siegel who I think did the writing. The art was done by Joe Shuster, as I recall. Superman, who of course debuted in Action Comics #1 on April the 18th, 1938. Cover date June of 1938. Anyways, as his statement continues, Cherry shares his belief that while always respecting the past, I also think it's our responsibility to leverage the cultural power of the DC comics to entertain and inspire an increasingly diverse Global fan base. Oh boy, I hope this is not going where sounds like it's going. Comics have the power to create unique imagery and narratives that can move the world toward a better, more inclusive version of, oh God. Oh God. He concludes, this guy's going to be a part of this. Maybe we should have known better, especially with them coming out with that Wonder Woman of History graphic novel, huh? Going down, 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 gravity. Going down, down, down. Don't know if any of you remember that gem from Schoolhouse Rock. Token saying that one. Um, Anyways, he concludes, it's my sincere hope that I am able to contribute and help evolve the brand and its relevance for generations. Burn, 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 burn your wicked garden down. Burn, 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 burn your wicked garden to the ground. Yes. My rendition of Stone Temple Pilots' Wicked Garden. Thank you. Thank you for your applause. Ha ha ha. Ah. Anyways, continuing. Well, let me just check here. Okay. Anyways, Cherry's hiring will allow for Chief Creative Officer and Publisher Jim Lee to take on expanded responsibilities surrounding the overall DC brand. Lee will bring his unmatched creativity, passion, and innate knowledge of the DC characters and canon to the company's efforts to evolve the brand and create relevance for new audiences around the world, said DC. Of course, ATC Action Toy Channels and I um, were on the Knucklehead stream earlier today. I, of course, went in and talked with them. We did actually talk a little bit about, you know, the likelihood that DC might be going down the drain. So it's a shame. Great characters. Okay. As the recent reorganization led to the removal of several long-serving editorial executives and a third of the editorial staff, Lee, Cherry, and the interim replacements for the ousted Bob Harris, Marie, for the ousted Bob Harris, Marie Javins, and Michelle Wells, are set to make up the entire new editorial leadership at DC. Uh, Again, I think it's more like a total obliviousness. It's not just the people, it's the ideas they held. If you're going to bring in people who have the same ideals that burned you in the first place, then you're not really doing much. Previously, Cherry's roles involved expanding the scope of esports for Activision Blizzard, which Cherry stated was a $1.2 billion business in 2020, and serving as chief marketing and innovation officer for the New Jersey Devils hockey team. Granted, this guy sounds like he's kind of got a marketing background, but if they're gonna just continue to push the SJW agenda, that's not. I don't think that's gonna work out for them too well. Um, but what do you guys have to say about all that? Give you guys a moment or so. Okay. R.I.P. DC. Yep. Yeah, at the rate they're going, ATC, that probably is the thing. That's exactly what's going to probably happen. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Detective Comics. I mean, as you remember earlier, ATC, when I was talking about it with the Knuckleheads earlier today when we were on their stream earlier today. One of the things I mentioned that in comics, of course they always they all you do get some agenda push in comics. But it was never quite as in your face as it is now. You know, you go back. I mean, you look at what led to like the Comics Code Authority, right? You look at what led to the Comics Code Authority in 1954. It was Frederick Worthen's examination of how comics led to juvenile delinquency. And granted, a lot of it was around, surrounding the like gore and violence in the crime noir and horror comics, but superhero comics were not immune to it either. Worthen basically called Superman a fascist. He claimed that Batman and Robin were actually involved in a homosexual affair, and of course Wonder Woman. I've talked at length about Wonder Woman and her creator and what he was into. He was into obviously polyamorous relationships as well as being a bondage fetishist. So, um, granted, it wasn't as much in your face though as it is now. Excuse me a moment while I go off screen here. All right, I'm back now. Anybody else have anything they want to add to the conversation? 5 people in here. And thank you all for the likes and shares, by the way. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, we can some point get more people in here. Hmm. Yeah, Dave, Dave, I've also noticed you're starting to come in a little bit more regular now and contributing. So I'm gonna do something here. There you go. Gave you a little present there, Dave. Next time you comment, it should show up. Again, does anybody have anything to add to this conversation? If not, I will consider moving on to the next story here. I'm blue, dabba, 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 dabba. Yes, yes, Dave. I gave you a wrench. As I said, you uh, just finished eating chicken stir fry. I'm going to smoke barbecue. Okay, whatever that means. I'm blue, daba, 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 daba. Yeah, the 10 o'clock time is perfect for me. Well, I hope you'll keep coming in because you make some pretty good. You do make some pretty good y'all doing you know your own ways. Everybody makes good contributions to the conversation. You know, so I figured you're gonna be in here regularly, and might as well make you a mod. So anyways, it looks like we have 6 people in here now. Cool. Possibly. All right. Well, it looks like I guess nobody has anything more to add to this, so I will move on to the next story then. This one comes from the television section here. It's another follow up to a story we talked about. Oh, what was it? A week or so ago? Maybe a couple weeks ago. So here it is. She-Ra and the Princess of Power showrunner Noelle Stevenson continues to apologize for Bo So joke. Oh boy. Continuing to apologize, huh? Okay. She-Ra and the Princess of Power showrunner Noelle Stevenson has assured her fans that she is currently taking this time to take a hard look at oh boy, at my privilege and remedy the gaps in my anti-racist education. Bong dong dong. After the show's fan base accused her of racism for an innocent rhyme based joke. Oh, look at this. Look at the tears. Look at the salt right there in that photo or that picture right there. Let's see. Like Dave added some more here. Let's see. Thanks, man. I'll try not to go mad with power. Yeah, that's always appreciated, my friend. I doubt you will. I think everybody's pretty cool here. We're all pretty lax. So um, like anonymity added some stuff here. Let's take a look. Those people just don't have and friends of different. Okay, I guess it's supposed to read those people just don't have any friends of different ethnicities. Ha 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 ha. Um, ATC says looks more like a facial on that sheet. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably her Dora identity. Again, I like both the content and the artwork on the original Filmation work better than this stuff. Stuff just. Recently, Stevenson faced a storm of backlash after noting that one of Bo's racially ambiguous siblings was named So, as fans immediately assumed the character's name and role as a farmer were racist, allusions to plantation slavery. And then here's of course the tweet that we already went through in the previous article. You have whoa, so, oboe, go, and whoa. Oh boy. On September 1st, Stevenson, yeah, I guess it was a week ago. On September 1st, Stevenson took to her personal Twitter to further apologize to her fans for how she made a comment that to me, as a white person, seemed harmless, but it evoked a painful racist history and caused hurt to both black fans of She-Ra and my black peers in the animation industry. Boy! Now we were talking earlier about the idea of not apologizing for being offended. This is a case where that holds true. They're gonna rake this woman over the coals for this. In the lengthy Twitter thread, Stevenson would further apologize to fans of She-Ra who were hurt and betrayed by my comment, and black professionals who feel unsafe in the industry as a result of. Oh my God. Oh my God. To quote Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does. Ay, 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 these people. Ay, 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 the stupidity of these people. How anybody even. Ay, 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 ay. And assure them that she would be taking serious action, do what I can to repair the harm I caused. Anyways, to that end, Stevenson stated that she is currently taking this time to take a hard look at my privilege, oh boy, and remedy the gaps in my anti racist education. And I am working with Mac, Mac, oh, at Mactalk's back as an anti-racism consultant to craft a plan for the future, both personally and professionally. Okay. The showrunner then explained how she would be laying out my commitment for the future in a multitude of ways, which include hiring black talent at every level and to create a safe and positive environment where employees of voices can be heard and where they can thrive. Okay. Not that I really, considering what I know about this person, I'm kind of wondering what Erica, I guess it's pronounced Schemer or Shamer or something like that. But for those of you who don't know, Erica Schemer is the daughter of Lou Schemer, who is one of the founders of Funimation. Erica also did a lot of the voices on the original um, She-Ra series, most notably a lot of the younger voices. You know, she would oftentimes be well. I think some of her writing credits would be as Erica Lane. So, um, and I kind of am curious to hear what Erica Schemer or Shamer, whatever, however you pronounce that name, what her take is on all this is. That'd be kind of interesting to hear. Albeit, I have a feeling she might be into some of this. So, but again, don't know. So unless she comes out and says something, I'm not going to know for certain. I can only speculate. So okay, hiring sensitivity readers and anti-racism consultants to ensure that careless bias does not slip through and that the work environment is a safe and positive one for employees of color. Okay. And by making a donation to Writing the Other and Milwaukee Freedom Fund. uh, but are you gonna, the way she's sounding, I wouldn't be surprised if we at some point saw her, if she decided to like post a naked picture of herself on a cross somewhere. Would not be surprised if that's where she ends up. If we end up seeing something like that. Her basically tied naked to a cross somewhere. Stevenson issued a final apology to members of the She-Ra fandom who feel hurt and betrayed. She also asked those who felt compelled to fight on my behalf, please take a step back and examine your own actions and biases and to commit to your own anti-racist education and to apologize to any fans of color that you may have hurt in your defense of me. But now she's trying to make her those who would stick up for her. Um. um oh wow. Okay. This one I'm gonna have to look into. I'm looking. What I'm looking at right now is this headliner right here. Related former She-Ra actress Melanie Britt. For those of you who don't know, Melanie Britt was the voice of She-Ra in the filmation version of the cartoon. Defends old school fans. DreamWorks appears to be censoring critics. I'm gonna have to take a look at that one. That one sounds interesting. Maybe I'll that for tomorrow night, depending about how far back it goes. The thread concluded with a promise from Stevenson that she would be committing to examining my role as showrunner and incorporating anti racist work into every step of the process, and as to never repeat the mistakes of last week, and a request that white creators who may find themselves in a similar position create an industry where black voices are celebrated and uplifted. Okay, now, okay. What do you make of Stevenson's apology? Do you think this will undo the damage she's done in the eyes of the fan base? Let us know on social. I'll be quite honest with you guys as I read this article. If anything, to me, to me, her comments in some respect actually sound more racist, not less. some of these comments she's made to me sound actually more racist. Okay, because here's the thing, and this is something I even I don't know if I touched upon this earlier with knuckleheads or not, but the idea when you see the word when you see that suffix ist or ism, right? Maybe I don't know if I talked about it on the knuckleheads earlier or maybe on Friday's stream. But when you look at the word at the roots ist and ism, it means you're basically setting one group apart from another for good or ill. Okay, it's just as racist to benefit one group over another as to it's just as racist to benefit one group over another as it is to demote one group over another. To set one group apart from another is and of in and of in is in and of itself racist, whether you're doing it for good or ill. I see you guys. Okay, it looks like there's been a few comments since. Let's see what. Wow, it looks like you guys really. Okay, it looks more like the face. Okay. Unpopular opinion. I kind of enjoyed New Raw. Its hardcore fans are the ones that make it horrible, like usual, but it's fun most of the time. Okay, well that's cool, Dave. Everybody's entitled to everything. I'm not gonna fault you for that. You like it? That's cool. I've never watched Shira, so you've never watched either version, then, huh? Well, that wouldn't surprise me because Shira again was both Shiras were geared more towards girls, anyways. So, um, my God, sometimes people are just farmers. It's not always slavery. You're all true enough, David. Dave, true enough. I mean, don't go out of your way, anonymity. It's not as good as Avatar. Okay, ha ha ha. I've never seen Avatar either. Seen the movie though. Okay. Well, let's see. Now that on a point, let's see. Man, you guys really went on. You poor bastard. Okay, look like you guys went on a comment spree here. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. I do suggest watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, I always thought the Airbender was one word, but okay. Though it's super good. Um, what's better than She-Ra, Voltron? What's better than what's better than She-Ra, Voltron? What's better than the Voltron vintage? Voltron. What's better than the vintage Voltron? Crickets. Yeah, that's right. Nothing laugh out loud. Okay. Um, there goes Mike again about naked SJWs. Ah, um, yeah, okay. Again, in that particular case, I was using it as a point of humiliation, but anyways, um, I've heard, I heard it was good, just never got around to it. Oh, I remember old school Voltron. Yeah, the combination of two two animes at the time, Dairuger 15 and Go Lion. I also enjoyed Voltron Legendary Defender. The later seasons got wild, but that was executive interference. That show was only supposed to be 4 seasons. The only SJW for Mike is Red. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like, uh, racist being bring up race. Yep, good point there. Stevenson basically just fired herself. Crew Dave Voltron was awesome. I got a complete lion set still on card. Laugh out loud. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's see. Oh wow, we're not even quite at the hour mark yet. We're just coming up on the hour mark. Actually, you know something? Because again, there was a story that actually did catch my attention there. So let me check that later. Was a story. It's this one. I want to check. I want to check this story out because related former She-Ra actress Melanie Britt defends old school fans. DreamWorks appears to be censoring critics. I want to see this one because that one actually. That one is. Let's see. That's her right there. Like I believe Melody at this point is like in her 70s. So um, let's see when this story took place. Wow, this story is from like 2 years ago. I want to go through this. I just want to go through this article because again, this is um, wow, this is from 2 years. That's from 2 years ago, right there. Oh wait, you guys actually can't see that though. I'll kind of I'll, you guys can't actually see that one, but I will actually bring it up myself here for you because this looks like an interesting story right here. Um, this is a story that caught my attention because this is the voice actress that I and some of you grew up listening to as She-Ra as well as Batgirl in the New Adventures of Batman in 1977 as well as a few others. So former She-Ra actress Melanie Britt defends old school fans. DreamWorks appears to be censoring critics. So let's take a look at this. Former She-Ra voice actress Melanie Britt, who gave voice to She-Ra, Princess Adora, and Catra between 1985 and 1987, took to Facebook to defend fans of the classic series. Britt wrote a lengthy defense of old school fans after an article on Movie Viral called out a number of websites like Nerdist that are decrying fan criticism of the show. I'm guessing this has to do with when the new show came out. I guess. Um, I know I may be taking a chance posting and commenting on this, but my heart has been hurting about the comments some marketing people and publicity machines are bombarding the internet with regarding some fans of the original She-Ra series. Um, I'm actually glad that in this published article, someone finally has said enough to the kind of divisive SP marketing and native publicity that has been promoted regarding the fact that some people might actually prefer the original series. It's a big world and there's enough room for many cartoons. But because the She-Ra name is being used to do a quote unquote new series, I believe you must respect the admiration of fans of the original and not because you have the power of marketing or an ego trip put put them into category that denigrate their character and insinuate that if they prefer the original, something is wrong with them. Way to go, Melody! Yay! Way to go, Melody, right there. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Britt. In meeting thousands of fans, I've never come across any person who did not have a great heart and genuine love for the integrity and pure intention of the original series. Amen. It changed their lives for the better. It gave them comfort, laughter, and joy with a moral view that is exceptional 33 years later. I love each and every one of you. JMHO. Yeah, okay. Man, I would love to meet Melanie. She seems like a very nice lady. And websites like Nerdist have targeted fans who were unimpressed with the first look at the new She-Ra as well as the new trailer. Now, mind you, I know this article is like 2 years old, but still, I still because it's Melanie Britt, I really wanted to take a look at this. I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. Um, it looks like let's see. True Dave Voltron was awesome. Okay, yeah, I know we went through a lot of that. Okay. It will always be a bad idea to disparage the old fan base when making a reboot. Okay, very true. Very true, Dave. It might, potentially turn them away from even checking you out when you start disparaging fans. I always thought in modern reboots, giving nods to old time fans is probably a good business practice. Yeah, but as we've seen anonymity, SJWs don't really care about good business practices, apparently. Remember, they live by the whole credo get woke, go broke. So we're going to tell Ren about Melanie. Um, okay, it's not okay. Her name is pronounced Melody. Melody, not Melanie. Uh, it is, and like when they made Tron 2 and they threw in both, that's a big door and a model bit from the original Tron. Okay, so we're caught up on the. So continuing on with the article here. In fact, Nerdist would concur with comic book artist Jamal Igle and tell fans to rethink their lives if they didn't like the new designs. She-Ra designs. Nerdist Jessica Chavez would even say, if you didn't get goosebumps watching the first trailer, you might be dead inside. Oh, these people are so full of themselves, aren't they? She would then falsely declare that the trailer has gotten near unanimous praise from. Yeah, okay. While Britt took to the defense of fans back in September, it appears DreamWorks TV, or at the very least someone associated with the show, has decided to censor people who are being critical of the show. At New York Comic Con today, Netflix and DreamWorks TV released the first full length trailer for the show. Prominent YouTube channel Clownfish TV saw their live reaction video to the new trailer flagged. Oh wait, saw their live reaction video to the new trailer flagged for copyright infringement. Yeah, yeah. Again, as we've talked about before, the idea as well as a few YouTubers have talked about before, the whole idea of the abuse of the copyright system. We spoke with Neon, one half of Clownfish TV, about why he believes his video was censored. Our video points out that the original She-Ra actress wasn't happy with DreamWorks' handling of the fans, which might have been an issue, or that we have stalkers on our channel now, or that our live stream had 400 people watching, and the official She-Ra live stream earlier today only had 50. Oh yeah. Let's see. 400 to 50. That's like 8 times the amount. Could totally be a zealous fan or a complete coincidence. Who knows? Clownfish TV would provide further speculation in their own video. While Clownfish TV's live reaction video was taken down, other YouTubers who gave the trailer a positive reaction have not seen their reaction videos removed. Of course, they'll abuse their copyright claim if they don't like what you say, but if they do like what you say, then, oh, it's okay. You can use our work. Sure. What do you think of Melody Britt's defense of old school fans? Do you think DreamWorks TV or Netflix is actively censoring native react? Yeah, I would say they were. I mean, I would say that is a pretty accurate statement right there over it. So, um, but yeah, I just you know, but that was a cool story to read. So that was yeah. So let's see where we let's see. Apparently, you guys have been on a commenting spree tonight. Wow, you guys really are into the conversation tonight. Let's see. Well, I think some of these are the ones that we. Let's see. You got told Hannah to laugh out loud. Oh boy. Ha ha ha. I'm still saying Melanie. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's because how you're probably hearing it because my nose is a bit stuffed up, I guess. Uh, no, there is a D in it, and you could clearly see the D if you looked at her name. But anyways, just proves Mike is cheating on Ren. Okay, it's kind of funny. I think you guys actually have more of the obsession with Ren than I do. I mean, I would be worried for ATC's wife if he's having like visuals of me and Ren, engaging. Uh, yeah, Mike is defending Melanie hard. It's almost like Ren meant nothing to him. Oh boy. You guys seem more infatuated with Ren than I do, apparently. Or that you think I if you ask me, I think you're the ones who probably are fixated on Ren. I think you're the ones who are having dreams about Ren. So, anyways, Geeky, Sparkles, and Neon are great. Ha ha ha, poor Ren. Oh boy, they are fun when Kiki gets mad. Boy, does she get does she, when Kiki gets mad? Boy, does she get mad? She also likes brushable hair a lot. Ha ha ha! Geeky has the spice. I guess Geeky's a female. I guess Melody just doesn't go well with autocomplete. Um, yeah, I mean, well, it is kind of a unique name too. I mean, that's the only person I know of with that name, Melody Britt. Even though in anime, at least if you watch enough enough filmation works, she's been on a few things. Again, most notable as the voice of She-Ra, Adora, and Catra from the original She-Ra series, but she was also Batgirl in the New Adventures of Batman, the one with Batmite in it, and I know she's done a number of other works for filmation as well. So Mike's deflecting. Whatever. Mike Ren is a new weird talking. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I used to know Menlindy. Laugh out loud. Haha. Menlindy or Melendy. Their action toy channels. Um because if you did, that would make two then that we've heard of because, you know, again, it's not a common name. Not really a common name there. So Melendy. Okay. Yeah, that's not a common name. So, you know, up until this point, I had only known of one, and that was, of course, voice actress, Melanie Britt. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool thing cool thing. We have now six people in here. Yay! Six people. That's cool. Um, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty. Wow. I mean, I came in with three stories, ended up doing four. That's pretty amazing right there. Able to squeeze out some more time there. Excuse me a moment. I got to go off screen for a moment, guys. Let's see now. I'm back now. Oh, Dave Marks added something to the conversation here. Let's see what he has to say. The name is probably more common in Europe. It could be. Could be. I mean, again, I had it, aside from Melanie Britt prior to tonight, she was the only one I knew of who had it. So, um, funny thing is, though, is that Melanie, from what I understand, is actually from, I think it's one of the Carolina, I think she's from North Carolina, actually. So, no. Yeah, so let's see. It's like an hour and 14 minutes. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything on your minds that you want to bring up? Is there any kind of like anything you guys want to see? First time I've heard the name. Give me a second. Hold on a sec. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. Somebody just knocked on my door. All right. So my dad was just telling me that he has some dinner for me out there. I'll probably go grab it after we're done here. Let's see what you guys had to say here. Mike, tell me you've seen the memes of the rioter accidentally getting set on fire. No, unfortunately, I haven't. I don't. You know something? I don't really. Honestly, I don't really watch that stuff. I mean, I do kind of keep some track of it by watching like other people's videos on it, but I don't really get into that because it just gets me too upset. It's like I see some of the stupidity out there, and I want to start going and like just I get that impulse to want to react to that in a way that because basically these people are obviously causing problems. Okay, and one way to keep them from creating problems would be to bury them basically. But we live in a civil society and we don't follow those impulses. We try to just bear it and wait it out. Hopefully, eventually law enforcement will, do their job. So, Mike, new Shira or new Voltron, plur pick. Neither. I'm more old school. Now, granted, I have nothing bad to say about New Voltron because I've never watched it, but I never really had an interest or thought to watch it either. Okay, and I probably wouldn't now. I'm more old school than anything else. Oh, is that the Molotov guy? I thought he hit someone else. That's fair, Mike. It was hilarious though. Yeah, I mean, again, as you guys noticed too, I try to stay away from. Granted, I'll do my fair share of mocking some of the stupidity that's out there with the SJWs, but part of the reason why I got off Twitter last year was because it was getting me too agitated, you know, and you know, do we really, it's like if you come to the realization that you're not going to change their minds, they're not worth giving the attention to because these people are stupid. Okay, why reward stupidity by why reward stupidity by giving it attention? Sometimes it's fun, but overall it's just baloney. So, anyways, wow, we're at 119. We're coming up on 120 now, so we made good time tonight, guys. Happy you all joined me tonight. So, with that being said, as we are now coming up on the hour and 20 mark, how do you guys feel about doing This Day in Each History. Are you guys ready for This Day in Nietzsche history? Yay! Yay! Okay, so now we're gonna start wrapping things up a bit. I'm gonna go on to this day in each history. Today being Monday, September the 7th, 2020. Let's take a look back on this day in each history. What happened? I just have to remind myself of what year. Okay. With that being said, then let's take a look here. Glad to be here. Yeah, and you're gonna get a chance. Now, this stuff I picked up tonight was a bit more recent history. So, okay, well, anyways, let's see. Okay, so first off tonight, on this date in 2002, the Japanese mecha anime Overman King Gainer made its debut on Wow Wow on Japan's Wow Wow network on this date in 2002, which was 18 years ago. 18 years ago today, Overman King Gainer made its debut on Wow Wow. Now moving on to the next trivia tidbit there. Um, okay, on this date in 2005, 15 years ago today, um, Corpse Bride. Okay, here maybe I should. The stop motion animated movie Corpse Bride, from Tim Burton and Mike Johnson, made its debut on this date in 2005, 15 years ago today. 15 years ago today, the Tim Burton and Mike Johnson's Corpse Bride would make its debut in Venice, its world premiere in Venice, um, on this date. Don't know if you guys ever saw that. I didn't, so. But, of course, the movie starred Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. So, um, Helena Bonham Carter had the title character of the Corpse Bride. So, um, anyways, moving on to the next thing here. On this date, 14 years ago, in 2006, the 25th issue of Justice League Unlimited, the comic based on the DCAU version of the Justice League, um, came out on newsstands on this date 14 years ago from DC Comics. The 25th issue of Justice League Unlimited came out on this date 14 years ago. And it looks like we have some comments here. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Never seen it, but heard it was good. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. They did some pretty good storytelling in it. Granted, the Justice League series was more episodic, but this one had some good stories in it. They did their version of the Cadmus Project arc, um, at one point. So, you know, I vaguely remember watching Corpse Bride once. It was okay. I didn't watch it twice though. Um, so with me, that says a bit. Tim Burton. Okay. So yeah. So anyway, so with that, then there's one more to go through. Last but not least, of course, as I can find it. Oh, here we go. Right here. So on this date, 5 years ago, from the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, WWE had an episode of Monday Night Raw on this. Was one of the featured storylines was the buildup of the feud between the reigning WWE champion Seth Rollins and Sting. That was going on, and in the main event of this Raw, yeah, Seth Rollins and the New Day losing to John Cena and the Primetime Players in a champions versus challengers match. Also, Seth Rollins was a two-time loser that night as he lost to Ryback earlier in the night as well. Among some of the other other matches on the night included a double countout between Cesaro and The Miz, the Dudley Boys in their recent return to Raw, defeating the Los Matadors, Randy Orton beating Sheamus, um, the two members of the Shield, former members of the Shield, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose beating the Ascension, and then, of course, in the feud between uh, Team BAD, Beautiful and Dangerous, and PCB, um, Sasha Banks would defeat Paige. So that's all that happened on this date. In on this date in each history. Hope you guys enjoyed all that, finding out about that. Excuse me one moment. Gotta go off. Uh, oh, okay. Action Toy Channels, like he added something there. Tim Burton never has a failed movie. Yeah, and if you think about it, Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, if you think about it, have been a pretty successful combination there in terms of director and actor. But I mean, it was not. I mean, it's not just Corpse Bride, but look at some of the other stuff they were involved in together too, like the Nightmare Before Christmas movie series, um, as well as think there was one other movie. I can't even think of it now. Oh, I think the newer version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Um, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go grab that food just so it's not just sitting out in the middle of. I'll be right back. This for. Yes. Anyways. Okay, so let's see what you guys have said since I stepped away here. I'm gonna hop over to the Crow Stream. Enjoy your dinner, Mike. Thanks. I'll probably be peeking in on that as well, Dave. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for dropping by. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Um, Dep's chemistry with Burton's wife on screen is amazing. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if you're talking about Helena Bonham Carter. I don't know if they're actually husband and wife. What I saw on the Wikipedia page, I think they're described as partners, domestic partners. So I don't know if they're actually married, but probably romantically involved. So, anyways, guys. Okay, so we're now just beyond the hour and a half mark. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight because I want to go check out Crow Stream as well as I'll probably check on it. Oh, and guys, let me give you a heads up because I saw this on my notifications earlier. Nick is going to be talking about Vic's case a bit tonight if you're interested. Um, just giving some update. He's pointing out that it's basically been a year, which it has been since the TCPA decision. So Nick is going to be talking about that tonight. So if you guys are interested, I can go over there as well. Anyways, let's see. Let's Nancy. Let's see. Have a good one, everyone. All right, everybody. I will see you later. If I don't see you guys in either the next other two streams, then I will hopefully see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody, and bye.